All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I'm super excited to be here with you, even though it's morning and I'm not a morning person. I'm super excited. Today, we're going to be tackle a very important topic, especially for us homeschool moms, which is time management. Good morning, Kelly. I often hear homeschool moms asking, how in the world am I going to uh, have time to do everything? And here's what I have to say about it. You want. You don't have time to do everything, and you have to be very wise in how you use your time and how you manage your time, because your time is precious, my time is precious, and we need to learn to be wise stewards of every minute the Lord puts in our hands to take care of our family, to take care of ourselves, to take care of our home, right? We want to create a home that our kids want to duplicate. And I really don't want my kids to duplicate a messy, disorganized, chaotic home. So we need to have time to cook meals for our family. Nobody can live on, eating out and frozen pizza. Um, it is just not the ideal thing. We don't want our kids and our family to be constantly sick because they don't have a good, healthy nutrition. So we are responsible for all the minutes, all the hours that the Lord puts in our hands every single day. And guess what? We are all giving the exactly same amount of time. Isn't that good? Right? So sometimes we'll say like, well, I have a hard time, budgeting my finances. Well, our finances are all different from each other, right? None of us like make exactly the same amount of money or have the same amount of jobs, and yet it's really tricky because most of us are living in one income, and we need to make ends meet at the end of the month. We need to make sure that everybody's eating, that we're paying rent, we're paying mortgage, that we are paying the bills and all of this stuff. But when it comes to time, God gave us all exactly the same thing. So there's no excuse. Nobody can say, you're giving more time than I was, right? Nobody can say that. Nobody can say that. We have exactly the same amount of time. Now, the difference is that some of us have more kids than the others. Some of us have special needs kids that require a lot more attention. Some of us have a bigger house to clean, to maintain. I'm lucky I got 366 square feet to clean. That was my choice, right? That was my choice to actually live in a smaller place. So our expenses could be much less, and we have way less also to clean. So I really wish I could put something, maybe. Oh, maybe I can hang a piece of paper here. Hold on. Hold on. Ah, you work. Oh, a little bit. I can't move forward. Um, so we need to be very wise. Time management for homeschool moms is always a very hot topic in our community. And as I said, we need to understand that we cannot do everything, right? At least we cannot do everything at the same time. So we need to be wise in setting up our priorities. We need to be wise in what are our big stones. And I always talk about that, the big stones and the little stones that we put in our jar of life, right? What are those very important things that we can't miss? And I want to share a story with you guys. So I have a blog mentor. Her name is Crystal Payne. She's a Christian blogger. She blogs at Money Saving Mom. And I've taken some courses from her. And one of the courses that I've taken from her is it's a course for you to, it's called Morning Makeover. Forgot about the name now. But anyway, she has this morning makeover and evening makeover and course, and I that I've taken, and one of those courses, it asks you to survey your family, to survey your husband, and ask them, like, what are the three most important things that they think you should get done every single day, right? Of course, I had 10 things in my list that I needed to get done every single day. And when I asked my husband what were the three most important things that he wanted me to get done every single day, I was actually surprised by his answer. He said, one, he wanted to make sure that he had clean underwear and socks. Oh, that was easy. Two, he wanted to make sure that we had meals, that I was cooking meals for everybody, that we were not missing meals, right? Christmas, I failed to clean underwear yesterday. We all do at some point, we all do. And three, he wanted to make sure I was homeschooling the kids. So those are the three things that he said it's important for him to see that I'm accomplishing during my day, right? Make sure that I have clean underwear and socks for him, make sure that I have meals for everybody, and make sure that the kids are being homeschooled. He wasn't even worried about having the house super clean or having things in order, right? He just wanted to make sure that those basic three things were there when he comes home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because he goes to work at 5:30. So sometimes people's expectation of us, our family expectation of us, is different than our expectation. I still want my house clean because I have no brain if my house is a mess. Anybody else with me? Okay, I have what I call ODD or ADD, attention desk disorder, or attention decoration disorder. I need things to be in the right place, and I need things to be clean. And exactly, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. If the house it's not in order, then my brain is not in order. I feel like I'm crossing my eyes, right? And it's really, really hard for me. But for my husband, he's okay if he comes home and the homeschool books are still over the table. He's okay if things are not just perfect, the sink is not clean, the dishes are still there. By the way, he always helps me with the kitchen, always, always, every evening. He helps me with the kitchen because he knows that I hate it so much. So we traded. I homeschool, I cook, I got, make sure the underwear and the socks are clean, but the sink is yours. But we work out, and the kids help too with chores. We need to have our kids to help with chores. So I'm going to follow along my notes here. Otherwise, I will go the rabbit trail, especially early in the morning when I'm still trying to wake up. Haven't had a coffee actually in 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks without coffee, which I'm very proud of because I've been working hard and wean myself from sugar and coffee and any of those things. All right, so before we get actually into the whole time management thing, I really want to talk about and how to create a best routine for your homeschool family, because this is going to be a major part of creating what I call your ideal week template, your ideal week schedule. So I want to talk a little bit about creating a homeschool routine that works for your family. So when it comes to creating a homeschool routine, there's a few things that I like you guys to pay attention to, because we all have different lifestyles. We all have different rhythms as a family. Our routine can look very, very different. This summer, we have been homeschooling only in the afternoons. Normally, we get started in the mornings. The seasons will play a big role on how your homeschool routine it's happening, right? Because our routines do change with the seasons. We need to adjust them to the seasons. So it's much easier for you to create a homeschool schedule or a homeschool routine that comes naturally to your family. It's much easier to follow. So of course, like summers for us, like I'm more relaxed. We get up late. Like we do less homeschool, even though we homeschool year round. Our homeschool rhythm it's more relaxed. We do last things. So normally in the morning, we all getting up and having breakfast. The kids like to go run around outside for a little bit, and then we'll have a late or early lunch or late breakfast, and then we'll start school later on. And sometimes we start school after 1 in the afternoon, and it's okay. And we try to be done by 4, and it works for us. And sometimes we just do 1 hour, sometimes we do 3 hours, and it works for our family. So you need to always find out what works for your family. But if you try to impose something that doesn't come naturally to your family, you are going to find resistance. You are going to find resistance. And resistance makes everything very uncomfortable, right? It's unnatural. It's unnatural. So pay attention to your family natural rhythms. Pay attention to what season of the year or season of life that you're going through at that moment. Try to respect some of us are not morning persons. I can get up early in the morning. Let's do our math. It's just not gonna work. So, so we all different. We all like our bodies work differently. But if you have an early rising family, then you might want to do it first thing in the morning, right? And you start with your math or start with whatever. It's good to wake up their brains. But if you have a family like me, when my kids like to sleep until 9 o'clock in the morning, then Mama likes to sleep until 9 o'clock in the morning too. As long as they're quiet, I'm sleeping. They always actually, that's a joke. I always say, if you when you wake me up, we're going to clean the house. So they don't want to wake me up. They don't want to do early morning chores, so they know that as long as mom is still sleeping and they can still stay quiet, they can sneak in and watch some TV while I'm still in my bedroom. And not only that, I can't get out of bed right away when I wake up. I need my time in bed reading. I need my time with the Lord before I get up. So it's very important for me that I just have my slow morning routine. I need my slow morning routine for a series of reasons as well. I have Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease. And so my thyroid is, let's just say it's pretty lazy. And so I take medication early in the morning, and I feel like an hour later, that's when like I feel like I can function. So that helps me to sit in bed and listen to the word or read the word and just, have my prayer time and everything before I get out of bed. All right. So yeah, make notes of how is your natural family rhythm. And I want to share a little bit how we divide our homeschool day too. Because I think that it kind of works for me, different blocks of time that we dedicate to different things. And as I mentioned in the beginning, who said you have to do everything at once? You don't have to, and you don't even have to do everything every single day. So our homeschool routine is divided into 3 parts. We have our morning time, and this is like our regular throughout the year routine. So our morning time will start always with Bible and prayer, our character and habit training, our memory work. We do Claritas memory work, which is awesome, you guys. It's like 7 minutes a day, and you cover 9 different subjects. 7 minutes a day, and it's all songs. And you can subscribe to the videos, and so we have the subscription to the videos that we watch in the morning right after we finish our Bible, everything. And it covers scripture, history, geography, grammar, math, timeline, Latin, and hymns. And I'm missing something because there's 9. I'm forgetting one thing. So scripture, history, geography, grammar, math, oh, science, sorry. So 9 things. And it's just take us 6, 7 minutes every morning. So it's, which is really good to wake up the kids' brain, because they are singing, they are memorizing things, they're remembering things. I find it is just like perfect for my kids to kind of, get ready for the rest of school. So for character and habit training, we use laying down the rails from Simply Charlotte Mason, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's so important that we are focusing on habit training. And when I talk about habit training, I talk about moral habits, I talk about mental habits, and religious habits, and physical habits as well, right? Like, just like we get up in the morning, we brush our teeth, we brush our hair, we get dressed, we eat our breakfast, we are made of habits. It's a reality, and we want to make sure that we're teaching our children good habits. So when I talk about moral habits, I'm talking about obedience, attentiveness. It's so important that our kids learn to pay attention, which is to put the full force of their minds into what they have their hands, and what they have right in front of their eyes, in their hands, to do, so that way they train their brains to avoid distraction and to be fully focused in what they have in their hands. And so it's very important to teach them the habit of attention. And then you have to teach them the habit of obedience. I don't know about you, but none of my kids were born being obedient. None of them, guys. It takes work. It takes work for them to learn how to obey us. And I thought for many years of my motherhood experience that one day my kids were going to wake up and just start saying yes, ma'am. Every time I asked them to do something, finally they would get it. It didn't happen to me, but when growing up. But then I start learning that I could train them and I could teach them that habit of obedience and explain to them what obedience is, right? Which is to do what, carry on with the instructions that you were giving right away without talking back, without questioning. And, when mommy and daddy talk to you and when mommy and daddy tell you to do something, that it's not an option. It's not negotiable, right? It is, and to teach them to, even as a sign of respect, to their parents and to the elder, like their grandparents, when we tell them to do something, it's yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and you carry on doing it. The only time that you're allowed to, say anything or talk back is one, if it's something that is completely against, we tell my kids, they're very wise, and stranger danger. You don't obey strangers like that. If they ask you to do anything, you have to go straight and ask your parents. And the only, and another time that they can say something is that if they need instructions, so they can come to us and say, listen, I don't understand exactly how to do it, mom, can you come and show me? Okay. But what we want to is to teach our children that they must pay attention when we speak to them. And for that, we ourselves need to be there, fully present, eye in the eye, give them the instructions, make sure that they understand what we're saying so they can carry out and do what they were told to do. And so this takes time, and this takes work. And I love that quote from Charlotte Mason. It was when she says that, the mother that endows the pains of, training their children every single day, she is actually guaranteeing smoother days later on. And it's true. It's true. Often in, even like in our, when people sign up, join our Facebook group or sign up for our email list, and they fill up the surveys and all of those things, they often say, I have a hard time getting my kids to do what I ask them to do. And that's not a homeschool problem. That is a parenting problem that we need to be focused on, right? And the good news are that even when the kid's a little bit older, you can still teach them to do the right thing. Because if we adults can still learn those things, then the teenagers can too, right? Then the twins can too. So it is possible that they learn to a new habit, the habit of attention, the habit of obedience, all of those good mental habits, memorization and remembering. There's great habits. We need to teach them and make the formation of habits a big part of our education. Charlotte Mason says formation of habits is education. Education is formation of habits. So it's very, very important that plays a big role in our lives. And this is why in our new membership group, we are actually having one formation habit as a focus every single month that we're going to be working together towards that. So and Charlotte Mason, she advises to actually take 6 to 8 weeks to work through each of those habits. So that's basically how we're going to be doing in the Homeschool Sisterhood too. And I love this because we are not very consistent doing things when we're doing things on our own. So unless you got somebody else there, with you and telling you like, you got this, let's keep doing, let's keep going. When things don't work really well, we tend to give up because we are already so overwhelmed with other things that why pick one more fight, right? Does anybody else feel like that? I'm all right. I got so much on my plate. I don't want to deal with one more fight. And then you just let it be, which it's actually going to cause more harm to your children and to yourself later on, instead of, I'm going to stick to it and I'm going to, it's like body training, guys. Come on. Like when we start body training, if we just let our kids stay in their diapers, let me tell you, they're pretty comfortable in their yucky, disgusting, warm poop in their butt. They are. They don't want to change their diapers. They wanted to continue to do it. And that's why, it's like we're there potty training them. We're teaching them a new habit. That's what potty training is. I know you got used to your diapers, but now it's time for you to do it on your own. And there is a special place for you to do it. And here's how we do it. And we train them. And it's the same thing, right? With the habits that we're talking about. We need to train them. We need to be consistent, and it takes a period of time, but it works. And the rewards are amazing. It's really, really a blessing. So morning time for us begins with B&B. We call it B&B, Bible and Breakfast, character and habit training. We pray together. We have our memory work. And I talk a little bit about that in one of my posts that says creating, let me see the name of it. I have it here. How to create the best homeschool routine for your family. So you guys can have the link for this one as well. So Tatiana, I can send it to you. Maybe you can share it to them, because a lot of the things that I'm talking about here are there, and they can go back and they can just read it again. Let me see if I can just send this through Messenger. There we go. I see you. I see you. Okay, there we go. All right. So the second part of our day, it's called table time. And we call it table time. People call it different things. But this is when we work on our math, we work on our language arts, we work on history and geography, or we work on our science. Okay? It's either or. We do not do everything every single day. So the way that I found that works for my family, for our homeschool routine, for our time, is that twice a week we work on our history and geography. Twice a week we work on our science. So we take turns, right? Sometimes I can do 2 days in a row of history and geography. Some days and then 2 days in a row of science. Some weeks, sorry, and some other weeks I would do history and geography on Monday and Wednesday, and I would do science on Tuesday and Thursday. And then on Fridays, we do what we call Fun Fridays. So Fun Fridays are the special day to do everything else that you wanted to do during the week, but you couldn't do it. So you end up on our Fun Fridays. So our table time begins with math. I always like to tackle math first, although my kids whine some days and they want to do language arts first. But I want to get math out of the way before anything else, because I find that if when we end the day with math, it's pretty draining for my kids. So we have a great time in the morning. We got the math in between. It's like the sandwich, right? Got the math in between, and then we go to language arts. And I like to actually end with science in history. Before our tea time, and I'm going to talk about our tea time next. But I think it works best for our family. By the time that our math begins, their mind is fully awake. We just done our memory work, so they had refreshed some of the math memory work too, and it works really, really good. Another thing that I want to talk about is that when it comes to language arts, you do not have to have a curriculum for handwriting, a curriculum for spelling, a curriculum for, copy work, a curriculum for, no, try to combine things. Normally your language arts curriculum, we already have those, all of those things in it, right? So right now we are using language arts lessons for living education from Master Books, and it has picture study, it has poetry, it has copywork, it has narration, it has grammar and spelling. It has all of those things in it, and it's very gentle, very easy to use. My kids do it very independently. We also love to do Grammar Galaxy, and we love the Grammar Galaxy. It teaches grammar through stories. Not only grammar, but it covers everything as well, and even writing. But we love that it uses stories, and there is a continuation for the stories. Every week, my kids want to know what's going on that week. So I was just talking to my friend Melanie Wilson, who wrote that curriculum, and said, listen, my kids love it, even as read aloud. They love it, love it, love it. And she just told me yesterday that they are launching the audiobook of Grammar Galaxy. So I'm super excited, because I know my family loves audiobooks, and you guys already know that, because we do use a lot of audiobooks. Even for our science, we use audiobooks this year. We're using Apology and Zoology all in audio. And let me tell you, it's working. It's working amazing. So another big part of our homeschool day is reading aloud. We love reading aloud, and we love books. We love books in general. We love audiobooks and books. So we normally either do our read aloud during our morning baskets, during our morning time, and we're going to do a lot of read alouds also for history in our homeschool day. So we do, right now we do Mystery of History, and we do Story of the World, and we love both. We love both. We love the perspective of both, so we kind of listen to it. Right now, we're doing ancient Rome, so we're listening to all of those stories and talking about. And I love bouncing off ideas from my children after they listen to something. So we have this big, juicy discussion. And the Story of the World, also, you can buy the worksheets. So we do have the worksheets that we can print it out, and my kids they work a little bit on it. Let me show you how it looks like. So this is from the Story of the World. Let me see here if you guys are seeing this, because there's so much light just popping it on my face here. So here there's worksheets that you can print out with every chapter, and the kids can go through it, kind of like a mini test. We don't really do a test in our homeschool, but it can help them. There's some true or false questions, there's some multiple choices, and then there's some fill in the blank answers. So we print it out and my kids fill it out, and then I just put in their binders. So we kind of have their history all there together, and we love it. We love doing history like that. We love reading living books. So we normally have a bunch of books that we get from the library, or that it comes with our curriculum, to read about all of those different periods of time in history. So I'm going to quickly take a look here at all the. Oh, good. Heidi saying she's trying Apologia Audio this year. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's really lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. All right. So I see Tatiana, she's a ninja. She's just answering to everybody's questions here. Thank you, Tatiana, for being up early, because I know you're just like me. You don't like mornings. You're a faithful friend. Faithful, faithful. So the after we finish and the kids, their brains are a little busy and they need a break, or either we're going to do lunch in between math and language arts and history and everything else. So let's say if it's late in the morning and the kids just finish their math, I normally just jump into that little break for lunch time. I do use my breaks to have audiobooks going. Audiobooks are awesome, guys. They really save you a lot of time. They really save, and I don't have to sit down there with a book open reading to them, right? So I can just pop in the audiobook while we are eating lunch, and they're still listening to things, they're still learning things. Or whatever book we are reading. We just read the Pender Weeks, and we're reading another series right now that we're loving. But if you guys want, I have a list. Let me see if I can get this to Tatiana too. I have a list that I made on my Amazon wish list or whatever, that has all the audiobooks that we're listening to this summer. So let me see if I can pull it here and Tatiana can share with you guys. Account lists. Let me pull my list here and see, but I have a list of all. There's actually an owl making so much noise behind our RV right now. It's so funny. So funny. All right, I'm getting this list for you guys. So I have compiled a list of the audiobooks that we're listening to this summer, and they are very cheap audiobooks. I love audiobooks, and I love cheap audiobooks even more. I used to have my subscription to Audible, but I don't have my subscription to Audible now because I'm trying something else. It's called High Books, and yeah. I'm just gonna copy you like the main thing, Tatiana. I'm gonna send it to your messenger, and you can share it with them. There's like different lists for different things, for homeschool moms, for moms in general. But you guys can take a look, and there's one that is all our audiobooks there. So take a look, and maybe I should do something that you can print out, right? That would make it easier for you. So if you go like to homeschool favorites, and there's like audiobooks for the summer. So these are the ones that we are doing for the summer now. All right. So we normally have lunch in between that, math if it's late in the morning. I'm gonna have to move this. Guys, have you seen this post notes? Look at this. They're gigantic. Those are post notes. They're sticky on the back. They are amazing. They're so big. So normally this is the homeschool routine. I have it hanging on the wall here. But it's helping me to block the sun here. So pretty good. Love those things. And if it's early in the day, then we'll try to do as much as possible of our table time together as a family, and then we're going to do our lunch. And in the afternoon, this is like the fun part of the afternoon. So the afternoon could be outside on the picnic table if the weather is good. It could be, you know, we can go down to our clubhouse, or we can just do it here in the house. But it's what we call tea time. It's afternoon tea time. And during our tea time, we got to do some fun stuff, but we have like a loop schedule that we use. So again, I do not do everything every single day. I will pick one thing to do while we're having, you know, snacks in the afternoon, and it could be listening to classical music. It could be practicing our Hebrew. It could be art appreciation. My kids love chalk pastel. I don't know if you guys have ever done any of their online classes, but my kids absolutely love chalk pastel. My son, who refuses to draw anything and color anything besides his new math coloring book that is, he loves it. They all love it, and it's pretty fun. I showed in the group the other day, but he loves the chalk pastel lessons. So we put the chalk pastel lesson on the computer, and, you know, while they're eating their snacks, they're coloring, they're drawing, they're making, there's different courses, different topics. So yeah, so like Eastern time, we do Eastern things, symbols, you know, like there's like summertime, springtime, like they're all different things. They have one that it's on American history, so we got to actually do a bunch of pretty cool, awesome drawings together, and it was really fun. So tea time also is a great time for read aloud. Great time for reading poetry together. We do a poetry memorization from IEW. I'll have it up here. See if I can show you guys. Hold on one second. So this is what we use for poetry memorization. This is from IW, and it comes with a CD. So you have the audio of the poems, and it's written by Andrew Pudua. My kids absolutely love Mr. Pudua, and we do a lot of the IEW writing curriculum as well, and they have done actually a live workshop with him. So they love him. Still love, like, even like just his voice, I think, is soothing to them. So no, I'm just very thankful for that, because they really enjoy it. So we get our book out and we go through whatever level we're doing, because there's 5 different levels here, and we go and we read those poems together, and we let them just repeat after me, or sometimes we just say it together. So it's like, it's really fun. They love, like, they have really good little poems there. So it starts with small poems, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and more complicated, and then it gets to the end on level 5, which we're not there yet. But on level 5, you were doing, oops, big things. Let me get here for you. So you got like the Brandenburg Gate speech. You got, okay. You got the address to the gathering of Americans in London, July 4th, 1872. You're the opening lines of A Tale of Two Cities, the Gettysburg Address. What to the slave is 4th of July. I mean, those are actually amazing to read during 4th of July. The 1789 abolition speech, the Declaration of Independence. So the kids are learning all of those great speeches at the end. They start with little poems like Ooey Gooey. I don't know if you guys ever read Ooey Gooey, but that's the first one that they learn. And it says, Ooey Gooey was a worm, a mighty worm was he. He stepped upon the railroad, a train he did not see. Ooey Gooey. So it's like my kid's favorite. So yeah, so tea time is really, really fun to do things like that. You're still learning, but you are, your kids adore Oomy Gooey, right, Crystal? It's my kids' favorite to this day. They love Christina Rossetti, all of her poems. And our favorite is one that it says, um, work while you work, play while you play. This is the way to be happy each day. All that you do, do with your mind. Things done by half will never be done right. And this is perfect to teach them attention, right? So what I love about laying down the rails that I talked about at the beginning as well is that it uses poetry, it uses Bible verses, it uses quotes to teach our kids those important habits. So never like it's there's learning happening, and there's great literature, and there's Bible, and there's everything involved in everything that we do every day. So it's pretty cool. All right, and as I said, Fun Fridays. Fun Fridays are awesome. Fun Fridays, that's when we do our nature studies. That's when we actually get to do more of all this good stuff like arts and music, and it's always enjoyable. And that's how we want to actually end our week. We want to end a week with celebration. This is a big thing for us, to end a week with celebration, with just having fun, just, you know, finishing with something positive, and celebrate the accomplishments from the week, but just having fun together as a family, kind of transitioning from the week into the Sabbath, into the rest time that we enter at the end of Friday, at the beginning of the evening. Our family, we come from a Jewish background, so for us it's part of our life to celebrate, to keep the Sabbath, and to Friday night we celebrate Shabbat, and we light up candles, and we have a nice dinner together, and sometimes I make homemade bread for us to break bread together, and we take communion together. My husband does worship songs, sometimes we just sit outside and do everything outside. Sometimes it's just fun, and then it kind of remind us to leave the mundane activities behind and focus on resting and being refreshed in the Lord, right? And getting ready for church on Sunday morning. I love that transition that gets us ready for Sunday morning. Otherwise, it just feels like the whole week is just a big blur. So we talked about the homeschool routine, and I gave you guys a little bit of idea of how I do this. You guys have the link to the blog post. You can go there. But now I want to talk about how to get out of your busy home schedule, because there is a way that you can do all of these things and still have time to clean your house, and still have time to take care of yourself, and still have time for the Lord, still have time for your husband. There is a way that you can do this. So I'm going to pull up here my schedule, and I am going to share with you guys. I don't know if this is in my last one. Let me see. Yeah, I think this is not my summer schedule. Just to let you know, my summer schedule is a lot more relaxed than that, but this is going to give you guys a good idea of how I use my time, how I separate into blocks. And so let me share my screen with you. And I'm giving you guys the exact same template that I use, that I learned from one of my mentors, so you can actually go and create your own. And there is a little bit of introduction there, explaining to you guys how to use it, and there's my sample, so you guys can see how I use it, and then there's a template for you to go and fill it in the blank and create your own. So this is kind of like just a spine for you guys to help you organize your time. When we budget our finances, I don't know if everybody here have a budget. Okay, we need to have a budget, because we need to tell our money where to go. If we don't tell our money where to go, our money is going to be gone before we realize, and we don't even know where we spend it. And with our time, it's exactly the same. If we don't tell our time where to go, we're going to be distracted and we're going to be all over the place. And all of a sudden, we get to the end of the day and you feel unproductive and you feel like a failure and you feel like I didn't accomplish much. And oops, I just spent 3 hours on Facebook, right? So we need to be very diligent with our time and tell our time where to go. That's why I love having this template, and I love and as actually it's named, it's my ideal week. Doesn't mean that my week is going to be exactly like that, but is the if I try to stick to it as much as possible, my days are so much better. So much better. It gives me a time frame. It gives me, a visual. I'm a very visual person. It gives me a visual, like what's next, what to expect next, what should I do next. And the more you do it, the more you follow, the more it becomes natural part of your routine, right? So let me share my screen with you guys. And you will have that. Okay, you will have that there for you guys. So I'm going to open up here a little bit. Let me open up a little bit so you can see it. Oops. And then we're going to get to the white parts. Hope this made a little bit. Can you guys see it well? Okay, good. All right. So don't be fooled. I don't get up at 6:30 in the morning. This is my ideal morning routine. Sometimes that morning routine happens at 9. Sometimes that morning routine happens at 8. And there are days that routine happens at 10 in the morning. But it's still part of my routine, and it's still there for me to follow. So don't get caught up with the time column. It's more about what comes next in line, or what's important for you to get done, than actually the exact time that you got that done. But again, that time there, it's a good time frame for you to focus. Hey, ideally by 12 o'clock, I want us to have done our chores. As you see here, this is a little bit dated because we don't have a dishwasher anymore or a laundry. We don't have a dishwasher and we don't have a laundry anymore. So, but in the morning we still do dishes, breakfast dishes and stuff. And now that we got rid of everything, and we live with 5 or 10% of what we had before in our house, we only do laundry once a week, which is so liberating. Sometimes once every 2 weeks, which is pretty awesome. And I hear my kids waking up already, so they're probably gonna be crossing through here. Guys, do you need to come through? Okay, you can come, okay, if you need to. If you need to go to the bathroom or something. So, yeah, the important thing is that you create a routine that feels natural to you, that you can kind of follow through. Once you wake up and you open your eyelids. It takes me a little bit of time in the morning to open my eyelids, and it kind of like I have, I haven't been doing the exercise part of it. I just had another surgery, so I'm recovering from that. But I like to wake up with prayer and my audiobook. There's an app that I use, and I'm gonna see if I can show you guys here. I'm gonna open up for you guys. It's called Daily Audio Bible. Let's see if you guys can see it. It's called Daily Audio Bible, and you can click to listen to the Bible every day, and it's so beautifully read. And every week they use a different translation of scriptures, so they kind of like they rotate through translations, and he covers Old Testament, New Testament, Psalms, and Proverbs every single day. So by the end of the year, you have listened to the whole Bible. You have read the whole Bible. So what I do normally, I listen to it. I already know what's next because I'm following up every day with the Bible reading. My husband likes to listen to it before he goes to bed. Sometimes I listen to it before I go to bed too. I listen to it again, but I like to listen to it in the morning or in my room, and just follow with your Bible. So you're actually reading the word, but you're also listening to the word. I am a audiovisual learner. So for me, it's really good that I see it and I hear at the same time. It really helps me. So I do that for my morning time with the Lord. Then, shower, get dressed, breakfast, get, when I talk about chores in the morning, we're talking about make your bed. I don't know about you, but having the beds made in the morning, it's like 80% of the house organized, right? It makes the house, like when we wake up in the morning, the kitchen is clean from the night before. I put everything away before I go to bed. We do a big, pick up stuff and clean up and tidy up, and then you get up in the morning, you make your beds, and then your house is in order to begin the day. Take your PJ off, put your PJ away. My youngest have a really problem in leaving her PJs on the floor. We're working on that habit right now of picking up your PJ from the floor. And it's getting there. It's getting there. It takes time. It takes work, right? So, and then we have breakfast, and we start our school day. So you can see here that I have our normal school routine there. And then we have a little break in between and a lunchtime in between. Normally an hour, it's enough for our break and for our lunchtime. Then we get into our table time, which is either history or geography or science. And then on Fridays, we're going to do our nature studies. That's what my kids love to do. And then we have a little time of rest after we finish. And sometimes we can go swimming. We have an indoor pool and outdoor jacuzzi here in our complex that we can go for a walk, and the kids can go run and ride their bicycles and their scooters and just get some activity done, because they have their energy after finish school and in between and before. They just need to go, and they kind of need to get crazy playing outside and moving outside. And then but it's important that time, even if we are inside, that they're not sitting in front of the TV unless they are watching a documentary. I am really picky with what my kids watch. I am very, very picky. We don't have cable. We don't even have Netflix anymore, because I find Netflix, there's so much junk out there, especially now geared to our children, that we got rid of Netflix long ago. We have PureFlix, we have Right Now Media, which both are Christians, and we have Jelly Telly, which is for kids, and it's also Christian. So my kids love watching Torchlighters. They like to watch those cartoons about missionary stories. And it's not that I want them to be super holy and just watch those things, but it's because it's good for them. It's something that they are watching, that they're learning, and it's good for them. And PureFlix has amazing documentaries, and I highly recommend it for homeschoolers. PureFlix has really awesome biographies and documentaries, and a lot of the science documentary from what's the name, not Creation Ministry, the other one, the big one, Answering Genesis. So I love that I can go there, and there's a bunch of documentaries from Answering Genesis for my kids to watch as far as science goes. And so during that time that they're playing a game, or they're watching, if they're watching something on one of those channels, that's when I actually got to go live on Facebook and check our Facebook community and see what's going on the blog. This is mommy's work time. If you work from home, I highly recommend you have working hours. You set aside working hours. That's when you're going to check the notifications and emails and all of those things. Now, to eliminate distraction, I highly recommend you actually remove apps, social media apps from your phone, so you're not tempted to be on social media the whole time. And you can remove them completely, or you can silence their notification, and just move them all the way to the back of your phone instead of being on the front of your phone, so you're not looking at your phone all the time, because people are addicted And it's a habit. It's a bad habit of picking up the phone and looking at the phone all the time, right? And every single notification, every single ding and dong, you're like, the other thing too, I keep my phone on silent. See the little red light, the red little thing? I keep it on silent and silence at all times. My husband, it drives him crazy because people are trying to call me, but I keep my phone away and I keep it on silent so I'm not tempted during the day that I need to be focused on my children and homeschool, and also start doing my work, that I have to go and keep looking all the time. So just a quick tip, because we need to redeem our times, guys. We really need to be super wise with our time. So I do have my block of time here that I get my work done, and then after I'm done, I just do a clean up in the house before my husband comes home, make sure that we're putting our books away, make sure that we don't have a dryer anymore, so don't think about the dryer, and I start cooking dinner. So normally I get my Instant Pot out, I start cooking dinner. During lunchtime already, whatever needs to be defrosted, I just take it out, put it in the sink. There are some days that if there's too much going on and I have too much work to do, that my wonderful husband gets home at 4, and he's the one who's going to defrost things and get things going on the barbecue to cook for us. Praise the Lord. And he's awesome. He cooks amazingly. So very, very thankful for that. But the thing is that, as I said at the beginning, we're all given the same amount of time. And if we use it wisely, we can fit all the important things. But here's the thing. If you're going to be getting distracted and spending time on social media during the day or things like that, that time that is precious to you, that is right here in your ideal week schedule, will get compromised. And then you're not going to get to accomplish as many things as you wanted to, or that you were expecting to accomplish. And the last thing that I wanted to show you guys, that for me, it's one of the most important things, is that you must create white margins in your calendar. So if you looked at, all my evenings are free except for Friday night small group. So we have our Bible study that we lead every single Friday night, and that's our connect, we call it connect groups in our church. So Friday night is the only evening that we have commitments. Besides that, our evenings after 5, or I'll say even after 4:30, they're free. They're completely free. So Ryan comes home and he can take the kids out in the canoe. We can go for a walk. We can go swimming. We can just have family time together, quality time together. We can watch movies together. And it's so important that we have that free time to breathe, to rest, to just be there present. So that's why, like, this week is being so hard on us, because I am not really having a lot of this free time because I've been working until late at night. And normally the reason is because I do still have that white time, that white margin time. And then after the kids go to bed, I get working like crazy until this past week I worked 3 nights until 5 in the morning. And then yesterday I worked until I remember 2:44 was the last time I put a message in our Facebook group, and just getting ready for today. And we're going on vacation today as well. As soon as we finish here, saying goodbye, we're getting in the car, and we're taking off for 4 days. In 4 days, guys, I need to be completely unplugged, enjoying the beach with my kids and enjoying my husband, because today is his birthday. It's his birthday. Yesterday was our 12th anniversary and today is his birthday. So this is always a big week for us in our house, and we like to go anywhere we can just to celebrate. For 10 years of our marriage, we could never afford going anywhere whatsoever, not even pitch a tent in a campground. So for 10 years of our marriage, we have never gone anywhere for our anniversaries. And last year, we were finally able to put like $500 aside and said, okay, that $500, we're going to do something fun. Because we can't afford vacations. We can't afford going anywhere. It's really expensive. Like this year, but we're really blessed to go to Florida because my mom paid for us to go and staying with my parents' house. And we were there for 2.5 months while I was recovering from all the complications that I had after losing the baby. And anyways, it was a blessing. It was a vacation for us. But we like since last year, we have been more diligent in setting that $500 aside and said, okay, what can we do with $500? Where can we go and still have that important family time together to celebrate and just to rest, just to get out of funny thing is, because we live in an RV, when we go on vacations, we stay in houses and apartments. It's so ironic. We're staying in an Airbnb this time. So it's really ironic that, everyone is actually getting out of their houses and going camping in their RVs or going tent camping. We love tent camping. We love tent camping. And, but we're going and staying in a house. So pretty fun. And then Saturday, my Saturdays is Shabbat, is the day of rest for us. We never ever have any commitments on Shabbat, not because we're legalistic or anything. It's simply because if we have any commitment, then we don't get to rest. So it's for us, it's like it's a set apart time that we have to just recharge and spend time as a family. We love going for walks and just going for a drive, do a picnic someplace, go to the beach. So we do all of those things. We, like I said, we're not legalistic people. Oh, you can go to the beach. No, we do all these things that really recharge us and reconnect us as a family and help us to spend more, time being refreshed, so we can get ready for Sunday morning church, so we can get prepared and then get ready also for the next week. So the only, and Sundays are the same for us. The only commitment we have is church. So we go to church at 10 in the morning. We're home by I'll say around 1 or 2 in the afternoon, because normally we go hang out with our friends after. We go someplace for lunch and then we come home. My husband gets up at 5 in the morning, 5:30 every single day. So for us, it's important that those days, like Saturday and Sunday, we got to sleep a little bit more, especially Saturday. Saturdays is a super lazy morning here, guys. It's super lazy. Like my 9-year-old has to cook pancakes for us. It's the day for rest, and it's really important that we do those things. So I hope that this has helped you guys see a little bit of the bigger picture of how you can redeem your time. I'm going to get back here. How you can redeem your time and how you can budget your time and tell your time where to go, right? Tell your time where to go. You don't need to be overwhelmed. Now, I want to talk about, before we wrap up everything and I get ready to go with the kids, if you are feeling that you have way too many things on your plate, it's because you do. And my advice to you is you got to get rid of some plates. You got to get rid of some plates. I'm going to tell you a little story. When I burned out completely, and you guys have heard this story before, I'm pretty sure you did, unless you're completely new to us. When I burned out completely, the first thing that I did was to remove from our calendar all the extracurriculum activities. Every single one of the extracurriculum activities that the kids were doing, co-op included. Everything that had to take us out of the house, that made us get in the car and rush someplace and wait. Like we cut piano. My kids at that time, they were doing ballet, they were doing piano, they were doing co-op, they were doing speed skating, and I can't remember what else. But we cut off all of those things for a calendar. And we decided that instead of doing those things as lessons, we were going to do some of those. Oh, in swimming, they were doing swimming. We were going to do it as a family. So when we cut those things from our calendar, guys, it was night and day difference. It was night and day difference. We didn't have to rush out of the house to go anywhere. Listen, our kids don't need to be fully booked. Please don't overschedule your children. They do not need to do, everything. Just pick one thing. If you want to do an extracurricular thing, pick one thing. They don't need to do all sports and all instruments and all, all different lessons for different things, and then co-op, and then classical conversations, and then, like, it's just so overwhelming to them, and it's so overwhelming to us. Our kids need to be bored, because boredom is actually what produces creativity. So they need to have free time to think, free time to play, free time to even learn how to master inactivity. That's a big thing that Charlotte Mason talks about it. We must teach our children to master inactivity, not just to manage activities, right? But to master inactivities. And that's the time that they will actually use to build forts and ride their bicycles and write in their journals and read a book. Read a book. How are they going to read a book if they don't have free time to do it? If they only have to do it out of obligation? So you want to make sure that your kids have free time as much as you need free time as well. It's important. That quiet time after lunch, or, in between math and language arts and everything else, it's important. They need that. You need that to remain sane. They need that as well, right? So it's very, very important that you are removing anything that is overwhelming you. It's okay. That season of life that I burned out completely because I was so exhausted and so overwhelmed, working 40, 60 hours a week at the church, 2 churches. We were pastoring 2 churches at the same time. And it was exhausting with 3 little kids, and one was still a toddler. It was exhausting, and I had to cut down on ministry. I had to cut down on the number of evenings that I was at the church. I wasn't at the church every evening anymore. I was at church on Sundays. I had to cut down so I could recover, because I actually had to go on medical leave for a whole year. That's how bad it was. So my mission at the blog is actually to prevent moms from burning out the way that I did. And that's why I teach the things that I teach. That's why we have a very engaging, uplifting, encouraging community. But I always have to be reminding you, we love it. We're there. We want to be there all the time. But we got the bigger, more important things to take care of. And then in our free time, we can come and fellowship and encourage each other. And it's so important that we understand that, right? That was why the whole idea of creating a community outside social media came about. So thank you. Happy anniversary and happy birthday to Ryan. Jessica saying, with white margins, do you feel that sometimes with sports for kids, or do you stay away from community sports? We do stay away from community sports. I really don't see a need for community sports. I'm sorry. I know some people are sports fanatics, especially Americans. I'm not American. I lived in the States for 10 years. I did not grow up doing community sports like that. Sports were played outside in our neighborhood. That's how it was. And it was free. We never had to pay for sports. We grew up, my brothers played soccer at the park, where it was free, and all the friends grabbed their soccer ball and let's go play ball, and that's how it was. So I played volleyball with my friends from school, and what we did is that we stayed longer at school after class, and we played volleyball until our parents picked us up. But this whole idea that you need to be involved with sports, I don't know. It's just like my husband and I were not in sports, so I can't tell you. Although I love soccer. I actually played soccer up to college. So, but I played I didn't have to pay. It's like here, if you're going to do hockey, man, it's a fortune for you to do hockey lessons and I think it's a very American thing, with all the respect, like my parents are American, so all the respect. I think it's just like you do what everybody else does, and then you just feel like you have to put your kids in baseball and this and that. Not necessarily. Like my kids do swimming, and that's enough exercise for them, and they like it, and they can play ball, they can play soccer, they can play volley, they know all those things. But don't think you have to, because you don't have to. We're homeschoolers, guys. We go against the grain. It's like we don't, yeah, like you have the freedom, if it's something that your kids are very passionate about and they want to pursue a career, okay? If your kids are passionate about it and they dream about being a baseball player, then go for it, because that's what they're passionate about and that's what they want to pursue as a career. But to spend all the money that you're going to do it now just for them to drop it and never play again later on, or just to catch ball with their kids, then I don't see the point. I really don't see the point. There's other activities that they can socialize with other kids. There are other activities that they can, do exercises and things like that. Let them ride their bikes. Let them ride their bikes. Let them go swimming. Let them take the ball to, the next park and go play ball together. I do believe it's very important to teach them music and play an instrument. And for that, instead of paying a fortune for piano lessons, we bought a program called Piano Wizard that comes with a keyboard, and we plug into our computer, and it's absolutely phenomenal. You guys know I'm a big fan of Piano Wizard. We've been using it since the beginning of homeschool, not the beginning, but I'll say at least for 5 years. And kids can learn like from Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars to Beethoven, Mozart, and everything else. And you pay once for the program, and it's not cheap, but it's not a fortune either. We saved money the year that we bought, and we waited until Black Friday to buy it. And I can't remember exactly how much it was, maybe $200. But I was paying $40 for half an hour piano lessons for my children. And piano, it's so expensive, right? If is another instrument. The other thing too, the other tip that I can give it to you guys, schoolhouseteachers.com. We have the subscription to schoolhouseteachers.com. Hey, Jody, you're here. Yay. I love you. I'm so glad you're here. So we pay for the subscription for schoolhouseteachers.com. And it has 430 online courses. And we can pick the courses that we are using that year. And I think I paid $10 a month, $10.95 for my membership, and it's worthy for me because I love outsourcing my homeschool. So sometimes the way that we're going to do our history, the way that we're going to do our science, or even our language arts, and you guys know that math, I do it online. My kids use CTC Math. I do not teach my kids math. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. I don't have to for my brain to do that. CTC Math, that's for my kids. And at schoolhouseteachers.com, they have several, not just one, several musical instruments, musical theory courses that your kids can take for $10 a month. So instead of paying $40 for 30 minutes of classes, they can take them online and still practice their instruments. Now, if you can't afford, then go for it, right? Or people at the church. Right, Jody's saying people at the church sometimes will give classes for free or very, very affordable, right? And our library, for example, lends out ukuleles. So you can borrow ukuleles for a period of time, a good period of time, and you can learn to play ukulele. And we actually did an online ukulele course, and it was really, really fun for my kids. So you can do that as well. Sometimes you don't even have to buy the instrument because some libraries have for you to. Oh, good. Kelly's saying we had Schoolhouse for violin lessons. That is so cool. She said that's what we got it for, but used it for other classes for the other kids. Just drop it as things are changing again with the kids. Yes. So sometimes it can just totally worth it. That Jenna is saying totally worth it. It is. There's Spanish lessons there. I think I'm not sure if there's French, but there's Spanish because I've seen it already. But there's like all kinds of lessons for every single subject in extracurricular stuff. Right now, we're actually taking a lesson on dinosaurs in the Bible. So we're loving that one. The name of the piano course is called Piano Wizard. Wait, I'll give you guys a link. I have a review on the blog that I did, and we have there's some different there's some I've done different videos showing how it works. I'm not sure if I embed the video here, but maybe I did. It was worth saving the money for it and waiting until Black Friday to get. So Sunlight every year during Black Friday, it was like you bought the program, you got the keyboard for free, and like in the program was cheaper, was much cheaper. So that's what we did. We saved the money and then we bought it during Black Friday. And I'm pretty sure it was 5 years ago because it's been a long time. My kids love it. It's so much fun because the way that it does, there's like 5 different levels, and it shows on the computer because you have to plug into the computer, and it's almost like a video game, right? It shows you like where you need to play on the keyboard, and then you got like the lights that you need that are corresponding to the notes, and you have to play. And then so first you start and all the notes are going like this way, right? It's going this way first, and then it turns around and it goes like this, like you're reading music, like music sheets. And so you get familiar with that. So first it's colorful, there's different like backgrounds and everything, and then it just like when you get to the last level, it's actually musical notes and it's black and white. And then you can print out the music sheets as well, and the kids can just put over the piano and they can play. So that's how we always did in our house. So I have a link here. I'm gonna give it to Tatiana. Oopsie. Tatiana, what did I just do here? There we go. There we go. So there's a link there that I can share with you guys. So try to find ways that you can, for example, I love outsourcing my homeschool, as I said. So there's different courses that we take. I can actually show you guys inside Schoolhouse Teachers. I'm going to show you guys quickly. Hold on. Hold on. Let me show you quickly because then you have a better idea of what I'm talking about and how to use it. Share. Yeah. Okay, so this is schoolhouseteachers.com, and you can browse your classes by grade. So for example, I have a 6th grader right now. So I can click here on middle school 6th grade, and then it's gonna show me all the different subjects, all the different, and then inside each subject, you have music. You click on it, and then it's going to give me all the courses that are available. So here they have beginner drum lessons, fun with music, guitar. There is a Baroque with the history of Western music, music theory 1 and 2, and violin for beginners. So these are the courses that are here. And there's more. Look at that. There's a lot more on music. Look how cool this is. And then we have access to something called World Book that is giving to you, and access to Right Now Media. Let me tell you guys, Right Now Media is the Netflix of Bible studies. There's over 20,000 Bible studies, and we're talking about like high quality, good stuff that it's really expensive to buy out there for you to watch. You have access to Right Now Media if you sign up for the schoolhouseteachers.com. And the only way you can have access to Right Now Media is through churches and ministries that sign up to provide it to their congregation. Other than that, you cannot sign up straight from for it. So we've been using Right Now Media in our house for like 7 years, almost 8 years since we came to Canada. And we absolutely love it. And we use the Bible studies actually to lead our Bible studies with our Connect group as well. So we use it for our personal growth, spiritual growth, and we use it also to lead Bible studies. And there's a whole channel there for the children. So it's really awesome. So all of that comes, and I pay $10 a month for 430 plus courses, plus it gives me access to World Book and give me access to Right Now Media, and then there's access to different things here. But it is really great. Look at all this stuff like biographies and articles that you can have access to, history of music. So there's lots of great stuff that you can get access to. So like it has courses on math, drama, speech, history, American history, social studies, foreign languages. So I was going to talk about foreign language. So they had like, I saw that they had Spanish. So let's see what else they have. Begin Latin. So they have American Sign Language. They have Begin Latin. They have Advanced Spanish, and they have a beginner Spanish, of course. There's Latvian. Who wants to speak Latvian? I don't know, but there's Latvian there. So there's like all those great things there. French, there's French too. Okay, so there is a French course. So doesn't break the bank when you have a, like when I signed up, you guys, so I know some people complain that I share things for people to buy in the group, but see, when I shared about it 2 months ago, they were having a sale and you were paying $5 for it. $5. You know, so those are the reasons why we actually share in our group. But like, oh my gosh, that's when I signed up. Like, this is only $5. So it's we share because it is a good deal. We see it as a way to help families to outsource their homeschool, to take the load off their shoulders. See, when my kids are sitting down watching one of those lessons, I could be washing the dishes. I could be sweeping the floors, right? So I could be using that time for other things as well. But just to give you guys an idea. So anyways, I'm going to go back here because I'm going to say goodbye. And we're going, oops. Kids are really excited to go. They still want gonna make breakfast for Daddy this morning, so they're super excited. Tatiana's saying she loves World Book. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Let me see what else. Kelly, what was it? Heidi saying to Kelly, I need to check out the violin lessons. I have the Schoolhouse Teacher subscription, and my daughter takes violin lessons for $20 for half an hour twice a month. Hey, $20 is actually very cheap. That is cheap. The piano one is lots of fun. I wish I could show you guys how the piano one works. Yeah, I don't think I have. Okay, let me see. I know I have shared this like many times before on our page. Let me see if I have a little video here or something. Oh, I do. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can show you guys this. Hold on. That's this is actually this was like 3-4 years ago. So it's super cute to watch because that's when my daughter was learning. Let me share. Come on. I'm going to share the computer sound so you guys can see it. Okay, look how cute this is. Okay, did you guys get it? I'm going to do it again quickly. Oh, see if I can show it again. See the top there? All the notes are going like inside. And they are memorizing the notes, right? A, D, F, you know, and they're learning. The course done. Are you guys seeing? No, you're not seeing the right screen for you. But you saw the first one quickly. So, and the course, the DVDs that come with the course do teach music theory. So it does teach music theory, and then it teaches them like different songs. There's different stages, different levels, and you go like from the easiest ones to the most complicated ones. Jody, her granddaughters are amazing. They play guitar, they sing, they've done all my Hebrew courses. Like it's really good for the kids to learn musical instruments. Is good for the brain, guys. It's really, really good for the brain. But just be aware, do not overdo, do not overschedule kids. Overloaded kids will not learn as much as they should. That's the reality. It's just us. As we are overwhelmed and overloaded, we can't process things the best way, right? We're just trying to get by. Let's get into the next thing. All right, you guys. So before you go, I want to remind you that officially our the Homeschool Sisterhood closes today. So if you guys are not aware of the Homeschool Sisterhood, is a community group, a membership group that we created completely outside social media. This has been really heavy in my heart in this past 5 months when the Lord convicted me, when I was down in Florida, He convicted me. Not only I was spending way too much time on social media, but I was causing other moms to stumble and waste a lot of time on social media as well. And I had to I did a lot of crying over it, because at first I thought the Lord was telling me I had to just quit completely being on Facebook and social media, until He gave me a plan to actually redeem our time and not waste my time there, instead of investing my time with my family and investing my time with Him and my time with the Lord. And so when people, I don't think people fully understand what the Homeschool Sisterhood is. So I'm going to quickly give you guys a rundown just to explain to you what it is. It is not just another group outside social media. There's actually workshops for the kids. There are master classes. There are book authors that are going to do that. We're going to have Q&As with. There's a kids book club. There is a mom's book club, and those things are not going to take more than an hour a week. Actually, they're designed not to take more than an hour a week. What we want to do is not to add one more thing to your plate. We want to remove all the extras and all the time that you've been wasting in other things, so you can actually be laser focused in your priorities, right? So that's what the sisterhood does. So I'm going to quickly just show you guys. Let me see. I don't even know if I have it open here. I think I do. I'm going to show you here a little bit about the Homeschool Sisterhood and what it is. Let me put this down here. Oh. So the Homeschool Sisterhood is a membership for moms who desire a restful homeschool through a God-centered living education, free of distractions, because we are all overwhelmed. That's the reality. 80% of the moms who join our community on Facebook or start following the blog, when they fill out the survey, when they answer the questions that we ask them when they request to join, they tell me the same thing. I am overwhelmed. I don't know how I'm going to do everything. I'm having a hard time knowing what to do. How am I going to teach multiple children at the same time? I have children with special needs that needs extra attention and all of those things. And the reality is that our time is short, it's precious, and social media is really sucking us in big time. Big time. And that's why we're lacking time to do the most important things in our lives, and we need to redeem that time so we can be fully present with our children and be fully present with our husband, connect with our husbands, take care of ourselves, spend time with God. So I wrote this, and I actually wrote this last night, you guys. I was writing this because I just wanted to explain what it is, because I feel like there's a lot of moms that don't understand what we're doing. So as much as I love social media, and our Facebook group will be there, I am not going to be spending as much time there as I used to anymore. And I'm going to be focusing on the Homeschool Sisterhood, because that's a mentorship program. I'm going to be mentoring those moms. There's almost, I think almost 200 moms in the Homeschool Sisterhood right now, and we have phenomenal veteran homeschool moms, including Jeannie Fulbright, author of Apologia, who decided that she wanted to join the Homeschool Sisterhood because she wants to help other homeschool moms, and a lot of other moms that I was so surprised. My friend Becky Saylor from Better Way to Homeschool, she is in a Homeschool Sisterhood, and Tatiana and Teresa Tureen, and there's so many of us who are there. I'm not the only one. We're going to have homeschool mentors to help mentoring those moms, to help teaching those moms. So it is way much more than you can think of. We have scheduled different things once a week for us to do together in order to keep that accountability, to keep the learning going, to keep community aspect, but also for us to have more focus in what we are doing, and for us to have more consistency in what we are doing, because that is a big battle. We battle with those things. We battle with those things. One, there is, I just want to touch on this, but there's an overload of homeschool information out there. There's an overload of curriculum. There's an overload of resources. It's very confusing. Moms are wasting time and wasting money on things that do not work for them. So what we're doing in the sisterhood, we're going to teach them what will work for them before they spend the money on it. We will teach them how to, before they get to that point where they're so frustrated because it's not working for them, and they're so exhausted of, just keep trying and knocking their heads up on the wall, right? So we're going to help them know what works for them and implement them, guide them by the hand to do it. So there is a specific homeschool success path that we have developed in this past 5 months. We have it's a proven one, because I've been doing this with thousands of moms. Guys, I don't think you realize, but inside the They Call Me Blessed Academy, we have over 4,000 students who take our courses, take my homeschool courses, who are using the planners, who are, taking all of the courses that I offer, my Hebrew courses. So, and we've been surveying parents for the past 4 years. We know what works and what does not work. And what we're going to do is we're going to work as a team. We're going to work as a sisterhood. That's why we call it a sisterhood. We're going to link arms together. We're going to work through that homeschool success path together. There are 7 different stages to that success path, and I'm going to talk about it in a minute. But we're going to work together in implementing step by step. Every month, there's a different focus. Every month, there's a different focus that is not repeated. Even though we're going to go through the cycles of the 7 stages every year, nothing is repeated. Nothing, no master class is repeated. No family workshop is repeated. No book clubs are repeated. No expert interviews are repeated. It's always changing. We have created a 12-month calendar in advance with all of those things scheduled for our membership group. So, the shiny object syndrome that we have, we buy one curriculum and 5 days later or a week later or a month later, we're finding something else, and we just drop that thing, and we just we're lacking that consistency of just getting what works for a family. First, knowing what works for a family, but they staying consistent in working through that curriculum, working with that curriculum, unless that curriculum is really a disaster for you and you didn't know what you're doing when you're buying. But so we have this overwhelm from this overload of information. We have the lack of consistency and help to implement those things in our lives and really use to the full capacity. We have a lack of confidence in ourselves that we're not doing enough, that we either because we feel like we're overdoing and we're burning out, or we're not doing enough, and we keep asking ourselves, am I good enough to teach my kids? Are my kids learning enough? Come on, like, we all have asked ourselves these questions, right? Are they learning enough? Are they behind? There's no such a thing as behind, but yet in our minds, we still think that there is, there's something wrong, and they're not getting as much as they should get. So if you wish you had more support and encouragement along the way, and if you're still battling with overwhelm, lack of time, lack of consistency, lack of confidence, lack of support, and lack of joy in doing this homeschool thing, then I believe the Homeschool Sisterhood is for you. You can cancel anytime. Okay, it's $15 a month, and you try the first month, you try the second month, you don't like it, you cancel it. And there's nothing to lose whatsoever. But I promise you, because we invested so much time in designing this in a way that is fail-proof, in a way that it will bring transformation to your homeschool. That's our goal. I am not going to waste my time. Listen, guys, my time is really precious. I'm not going to waste my time creating one more thing once a week or twice a week to not bring transformation to your lives. I'm not. There's no point for me to do something like that. If I'm gonna put myself into something, I'm gonna give 110% of myself. I'm gonna invest it because I know is the best thing that I can offer to my community. I know is the best way that I can serve my community, and that I will see proven results out of that course or membership or whatever it is that I'm creating. So I am extremely committed to it, I am more committed to it than I'm committed to blogging right now. I am not going to continue to create a lot of blog posts on the blog anymore. I might do podcasts, I might do more videos, but my commitment right now is the Homeschool Sisterhood. It's mentoring homeschool moms. Facebook group, I love it. I'll be there once a week, twice a week. I'll be there, but there's no way I can mentor moms there. There's 3,500 of you. I can't mentor you. You're all in different stages. When you come into the Homeschool Sisterhood, we can all stand on the same ground and walk from point A and point B together. Then we go from point B to point C together. And we can make sure that everybody is on the same page and we're walking together, we're growing together, we're maturing together, we're implementing things together. But in the Facebook group where people just drop by and out, and it's impossible. It's impossible. And it's impossible also to have a line of thought, a line of topics to follow, because you put one post now, and then if somebody comments on another post, it's going to go down, up, or below, and you can't really organize that in a logical way. So when you are using another platform, then you can have a logic system to follow through, besides everything else that you have offered your community as well. So the sisterhood is for you, okay? If you desire to turn your stressful homeschool into a restful homeschool, again, we're going to be working in removing all the overwhelming stuff from your homeschool and keep only what works for your homeschool, well. If you want to go from stressed to blessed, and from confused to confident, and from overwhelmed to rested, I cannot dwell on homeschooling if I'm constantly stressed out and I'm confused and I'm overwhelmed. It's just not doable, right? It's just not doable. If you need somebody to guide you step by step in this season of homeschooling, whatever season it is, you could be a veteran homeschool mom and still need help because now your kids are teenagers and you're walking into a different season of your life. And that's why we have the Veterans Homeschool there. That's why we have Jeannie Fulbright and Tatiana Durias and Teresa Turing and all of these amazing homeschool moms who have homeschooled their kids. And they can tell you how to go through that season of life. And then we have homeschool moms who can tell you, well, how to go through the early years with your kids and the times in between and high school time. So we have all of those amazing moms and mentors there to help you and for us to help each other. So this is not just the thing that Anna cannot do anything on her own, guys. We can do it together because we're better together. But I cannot do all of those things on my own, and there's no way I can give one-on-one attention to everybody. But in the Homeschool Sisterhood, even though we're almost 200 moms there now, we break into small groups. We have office hours where you can log in, right? Just like here on Zoom right now with me. And you can ask me all the questions and I can help you to redo your homeschool routine. I can help you to pick up your curriculum, and I can help you with all of those things. And it's, sorry, there's a bunch of emails coming in here. So we can do that in the Homeschool Sisterhood. So how does the Homeschool Sisterhood works? So every month we have a focus on a specific topic. As I mentioned, we're going to have a habit training focus that we're going to use for 6 to 8 weeks. We're going to have one master class on that specific topic that we're working, and then during the whole month, We're working on consistency and applying those things that we're learning. We're going to have homeschool experts interviews that we're going to be bringing in. And they are going to be open live Q&A, just like I'm doing here. And they're going to, we're going to do the interview, and then we're going to open up for questions. And you guys can chat with them, and you can ask questions to them, and you can learn from them, you can connect with them. Then we're going to have the book clubs for moms and kids. The way that the book club is going to work is that one, for the moms, we have a cycle of book reading that we're doing that is going to help you grow on your faith, in your homeschool, in your parenting skills, and in your marriage. Okay, so it's your relationship with God, your relationship with your husband, your relationship with your children, in your homeschool. And we're going to start with mother culture from Karen Andriola that covers all of most of all of those things. It covers parenting, it covers homeschool big time, and self-care, in our faith as well. So we're going to start with that. We're going to dwell on that book for 2-3 months, because it is a thick book. There's 40 chapters on it. So we're going to digest it little by little. And we're going to be meeting every 2 weeks for our book club. Every 2 or 3 weeks for our book club. And then our kids will meet also every 2-3 weeks for their book club. So for their book club, we're going to be choosing different series and different books. We're going to have books for the younger kids and books for the older kids. And they're going with their parents. This is not for them to jump in on their own. They're going to log in to Zoom on the days that we meet together. And the kids are going to discuss what they're learning, what they read, their favorite characters, what was their favorite parts of their story, what do they love about the book, what they didn't love about the book. What we want is to get them to love reading, to see reading as something exciting. And we want to give them great books to read that will provoke character change in their lives, right? That will provoke compassion, and that will get them excited, and that there's a good lesson behind to learn. So we're going to be very, very selective in the books that our kids will be reading. And that can be part of your morning basket where you guys can read together, or that can be assigned as their own independent reading. So again, everything that we're doing is not to add more to your plate, is to substitute, not to substitute, but to help you replace anything that you're doing that is just being extra or a waste, and have you focusing on those great things that we're doing: habit training, growing as a homeschool mom and being encouraged, learning from different experts, and learning to implement and be consistent in different things, and helping our kids to love reading. With the book clubs, we're going to have some book clubs parties as well to celebrate the end of different books with our children. So we're going to be giving you guys some resources and ideas that you can do at home with them, which is going to be lots of fun. And finally, once a month, we're going to have a big family workshop online. And that could be on a variety of things. So I'm going to bring in teachers that will do, for example, a workshop on writing, or a workshop on cooking, or foreign language, or all those different things. So as I said, there is a homeschool success path designed for you to follow, so you can get to where you are to where you want to be in your homeschool. And by everything that I hear moms talking about all the time and writing in the surveys, they all want a restful homeschool. They want a joyful, peaceful homeschool. They want to feel confident about what they are doing. They want to have peace of mind about what they are doing. They want to make sure that their kids are learning and they're growing, and they are growing in their faith as well, their relationship with God. So this homeschool success path involves 7 stages of growth, which is, we call it as dream, define, design, develop, deepen, dwell, and delight. So these are the 7 stages. No matter where you are, even if you're doing this for 20 years, and you know that you can still improve your homeschool. You know you can still make great changes to your homeschool. So I put my video back on here on the side. So as I said, everything is going to be hosted in the Teachable Academy, away from social media. And we will be using Zoom just like we're using right now. How easy it is. Like you click on a link and you put your name on it and you're here with us. And you can attend, what if you can't attend the live classes? Everything is recorded for you and added to your account on Teachable. So you can go at your own convenience and rewatch it and take the classes with the kids. We have people from all over the world in the Homeschool Sisterhood. We have people from Australia, from South Africa, from Japan, from Spain, from Puerto Rico, from Peru. We have people from all over the United States and Canada. We have people from all over the world. So I know that not everybody's going to be able to be live for every single one of the activities or events, but you're not going to miss anything because you can go and watch it and you're going to feel just like as if you were live with us, and you can still comment and ask questions because our Teachable platform allows you to ask questions and have comments and things like that. We have forums inside the Homeschool Sisterhood where we can mingle and chat with each other as well. But here's the catch. Here's not the catch, but here's the bonus. There is no notifications. So you're not getting messages, so-and-so just left you a reply. You actually book your time, and said, okay, Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm going to set aside 10 minutes to go into the sisterhood and check out the forums and see or ask my questions, or it's up to you knowing how to use your time wisely, right? We don't want you to do anything that you're going to get sucked in and it's going to waste your time. So that's very, very important that you understand that. You will get access to special discounts. Like the next Charlotte Mason Online Conference, you will pay less because you're part of the sisterhood. Anything that I have on the academy, you will pay less because you're in the sisterhood. Not only that, you get 3 bonuses. You get my Beyond Blast Life Planner, that I don't know if you guys have digged in and seen everything. It's phenomenal. You will get the new homeschool ad zone that we're creating, and you're going to be the first ones actually to test out and help me to improve before we launch, before we get it out there. So you're going to have it way before everybody else, because once you have the Beyond Blast Life Planner, even if you got it for free, you have lifetime access to all the updates that we do every single year. So you will get community, content, accountability, resources, everything in one place. I'm not going to even get down into everything, but I want to talk about the 7 C's of homeschooling. The 7 C's of homeschooling are what I believe the pillar of our homeschool. And when we're missing some of those, we have nothing to sustain us in our homeschool. So the 7 C's of homeschool are clarity, content, which means the right resources that work for your family, consistency, contentment. You don't have to be comparing yourself to anybody else because you have the confidence that you are doing the right thing for your homeschool and you're content where you are, because now you are using a curriculum that works for your family. You have a routine that works for your family. You have support and encouragement to keep you motivated and encouraged year round, and you are being consistent with your learning time with your children and your mom time with your children, your parenting time with your children. And then you got community, confidence, and celebration. Okay, so those are the 7 C's of homeschooling. So these are going to be things that we're going to be check on our accountability calls all the time. Make sure that you are focusing on all of those 7 C's of homeschooling. And as I said, you will have content, community, mentorship, encouragement, inspiration, and accountability all in one place, all of completely outside social media. It's affordable. It's $15 a month. It's 50, like, think about it. The reality is, if I had done all of this for free, one, I'll be having to pay a bunch of money from my pocket to pay for the platform, to create all those things, to pay money for people to come and teach us classes, to pay for resources to provide for you guys, because everything costs money, you guys. 2, because it's free, guess what? We don't care. We don't care. We do it when we want to. There's no commitment. And paying for something every month, it reminds us, hey, I have to be committed to do this. It does keep us focused. It does keep us like, I need to get this done because I'm paying for it, right? But as I said, if you don't want to do it later on, you can cancel. You have nothing to lose. We are believing that we're not going to see people canceling because they're going to love it so much. They're going to be so grateful for it, and they're going to feel such a feel like they belong to that community, and that's actually helping them to be focused on the most important part of their lives that they will not want to leave, and to leave the membership. But again, you have nothing to lose if you try, right? And it's 50 cents a day. What else can you do with 50 cents a day to improve your homeschool? So I wanted to invite you guys, if you think that I bring value to your life, if you think that our community is the best community that you're ever been part of, if you think that having somebody to come alongside you and help you year round will help you to take your homeschool from where you are to a much better place, then the sisterhood is for you. Then it's a no-brainer. I think it's a no-brainer. If you think that being consistent in teaching your kids good habits and godly character, and to help them love reading and be excited about their book clubs and meeting other children that loves to read as well, if you think that having the mom's book club, which is gonna take you in the cycle of growth with God and in your marriage and your parenting and your homeschool, is worth to you 50 cents a day, then the Homeschool Sisterhood is for you. So who the sisterhood is not for? The sisterhood is for somebody who does not want to commit to anything, does not care if they're going to implement something or not, just wing it. They just want to wing it. They just want to wing it and see how the next day is going to go. They think their homeschool is perfect the way it is, and they don't need to change anything. They are happy where they are, and they know what they're doing. They have clear directions. Then the sisterhood it's not for you. You don't need it. You don't need that. If you're consistent, if you have clarity, if you have already a supportive community behind you, if you already know what you're doing and you feel pretty confident that your kids are learning and that you're doing your best, and if you feel like you have already arrived to that place of a restful homeschool, and you have no interest in mentoring other moms either, because you're there, you could actually use this as a ministry to help other moms grow, like Jeannie and Teresa and Tatiana and so many other moms who have joined us, then you don't need the sisterhood. You don't need the sisterhood. But if you're not there yet, and if you still need help, and if you still need somebody to link arms with you and say, let's go, sister, let's do this, then the sisterhood is for you. Then I'm going to be so excited to have you there. I'm going to be so thankful to have you there in the sisterhood with us. We're all in. We're all in. We're not testing something to see if it works. We already tested and we know it works. And what we're doing is just opening the doors for more people to come in. That's what we are doing right now. So I'm going to quickly check your chats. There's some chats here. Legia saying she's sorry she needs to go to work emergency, but Legia is in the sisterhood already, so that's fine. Jessica is saying, can't wait to start mother culture. It's so good. When does the homeschool start and launch? August 1st, next week. August 1st is our welcome celebration, and that's when every first of the month, you will get your email with your habit focus, all your the master class, the interview, the book clubs, all the details for the whole month, everything. Jen is saying cannot wait, and I'm so excited, guys. What else? Marlene is saying, I can confirm Tatiana's confirmation to Anna. She's an answer to prayer, and she has been such a wonderful resource to me and my children. Love, love, love her Hebrew lessons. Thank you, Marlene. You've been such a blessing. I love you guys. I'm really, really, this Jessica is saying, I'm glad God gave you this wisdom, this vision. Jessica, this is a God-given vision. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing. Trust me. I always say that not every opportunity is your assignment. With my life, I really don't think I would be taking on this if I didn't feel like God was going to, God was telling me what to do and he was going to lead me all the way. That's why we spent so much time getting this ready and so much money. We invested almost $5,000, you guys, in getting this. And we're not going to get not even like a scratch of that. Actually, with $15 a month, it's like far from it, really, really far from it. But we gladly invest in that because we believe God has called us to invest 100% into this community and give our best. And my best can be done with a smaller group of people, not with 3,500, not with 10,000 or 20,000. It has to be the inner circle. It's just like, you know, Jesus invested in the disciples so the disciples could go and invest on the rest. That's pretty much how the sisterhood works, is that we mentors are going to invest in the moms so the moms can link arms with other moms and keep the cycle going of that Titus 2 calling that we have to mentor other moms, the oldest, the ones who are veterans, mentoring the ones who are starting, and this is what we need to do. Tatiana saying, Anna always gives everything she has. I can attest that. Tatiana, you know me, you work until 5 in the morning with me. People don't even know how much we work behind the scene. Yes. Donna saying, you were an answer to my prayers. I thank God for you. Praise God. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is so exciting to hear, guys. I'm going to say goodbye. As I said, it's Ryan's birthday. I need to go and hug him and kiss him. And we're going to make breakfast for him. Don is saying, will this work for special needs kids who learn different? I have tried several curriculum and some just frustrate my son so much I can't use them. I mean, special needs, yes. I do understand. Don, this is not a curriculum for you to teach your kids, but these are a system, a program to help you use your curriculum the best way, but we're going to teach you how to find the best curriculum for your children. So it doesn't matter if your kids are special needs or not, it's going to make you a much better homeschool mom. You're going to have a clear vision, a clear direction of what you are doing, how to apply. And for the kids with special needs, they're going to love the book club. They're going to love interacting with other kids. That's going to be so much fun for them as well, right? So lots of work. Tatiana is saying, always work with a smile and covered in prayer. Tatiana and I, we are prayer warriors. So sometimes in the middle of the night, here is Tatiana and I, just like praying a storm, getting work done and listening to worship. And it's such a blessing. So really, really a blessing. So I look forward to have all of you guys there. I'm going to say goodbye. I love you. We're going to do another one Tuesday. Going on vacation, gonna be gone until Sunday, but Tuesday we're gonna have another boot camp, and I have sent out an email already with the topic, and I'll see you guys after my vacation, or maybe I'll pop in and show you guys some pretty cool, amazing places. Well, we're heading to the Sunshine Coast here in British Columbia. So exciting. Thank you. Stephanie saying thank you, Anna. Please tell Ryan a happy birthday. Ryan, happy birthday. Thank you. He's saying, enjoy your break. Thank you so much, Tatiana and Anna. Bye, ladies. I love you guys. And remember, there's still 3 bonuses that you got if you sign up for the sisterhood. People think that the bonus have expired, but I actually decided I was going to keep the bonus for everybody because I think you deserve it. Because I want you all to have the bonuses. I don't want you to miss that. And here's one more thing. Ryan, are we gonna do what we talked about last night, right? We're going to extend it so they have time until tomorrow night. So we're going to do this. We talked it last night, and we didn't realize this before, but because we're in Canada now, things work different in Canada. But in Canada, everybody gets paid on the 1st and the 15th. That's how it works. Every 2 weeks on the 1st and the 15th. But in the States, it's every week on Fridays. And we didn't realize that. And I'm thinking here, oh, wow, you know, like Friday is like one more day. Sometimes like you don't have the money on Thursday, but on Friday you have the $15. And you guys seriously will be a blessing to you. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a blessing. Those $15 are just a little seed that you're planting into your homeschool, and it's going to be such a blessing to you in the long haul. You will see such a big difference. Yes, South Africa is once a month at the end of the month, right? And Brazil is also once a month at the end of the month. Last day of the month, everybody gets paid for the whole month. That's how it works. So different countries work different way. So we want to make sure we're extending this, and we want to make sure that you guys are joining us. Anyways, I love you. I pray for you, and I praise God for you. I'll see you guys in the next boot camp on Tuesday. And if you're in the sisterhood, you're going to be joining me on Thursday, August 1st, for our first kickoff meeting. So excited. So excited. Love you guys. Have a great, great day and a great weekend as well. Love you so much. Thank you for being part of my life. Thank you for being part of this community. Have a great weekend. Bye. Bye-bye. Morning.